to not let the Falcons restart their order. Out of the windup, the 1-1. Swung at, fly ball. It might be in play for Kingbaum, who's going to work under it. And he does just that. Ben Kingbaum secures out number 3 and the first appearance in the Spring State Baseball Tournament for the Kiel Raiders. Coach Brad May takes his Raiders back to state for the first time since 2017.
The Raiders, first time ever in boys soccer, they're going to head to the WIAA state tournament.
And a show feed, Sager, right side, gonna pull the trigger, top of the right side, she found it! My goodness, Tavi Sager, that one did not give Dotson a chance to block it.
That goal ball is coming to Kiel, people. It is coming to Kiel. Raiders win, Raiders win, Raiders.
Kick out 3, Arndt shot fake. Guzman on him. Under 50 seconds to play. Kick out, Jack Heckman 3. Left side, Jack Heckman knocked down the triple.
Biggest 3 that came right there.
15. Timeout, Lakeside Lutheran.
And with that, Madison, Wisconsin, you better get ready. So for the first time in school history, the Kiel Raiders will be moving on to state.
It has been a wonderful ride to be a part of, and guess what? We are coming your way next Thursday, Madison, Wisconsin.
The clock strikes 0 and it's official. The Kiel Raiders are going to Madison.
Welcome to Kiel Raider Radio. My name is Brandon Mueller. I'm here with Mitch Hassinger, and we are here for tonight's presentation of the New Holstein Huskies versus the Kiel Raiders. This morning I was walking through Whitewater, and I was looking around, and the trees were turning orange, and there was just a nice crisp breeze in there, and I thought to myself, this is football weather.
Oh yeah.
We're getting to that time of the year, and Mitch, no better way to start it. It's finally feeling like fall.
Yeah, this is awesome, and you have a rivalry game tonight. Two teams that a lot of bad blood over the years, and Kiel has dominated this rivalry for a long time. We were just talking before we came on. I think they've only Holstein's only beaten Kiel, 2 or 3 times in the last 12 years, and so a rivalry that's been dominated by Kiel, but I think tonight it's going to be a much more even game. 2 teams that are really hungry. Kiel, obviously, 2 big wins in a row, still keeping themselves in spot for playoff position, and New Holstein with a huge win over Brillion last week, still in that conference conversation. But huge win for them, and things that took a big turn. There was a couple of fumbles at the end of that game, and obviously having that kind of momentum coming into a rivalry game like this is huge. So they're going to be ready to go, and so the Raiders have to be ready to go from the get-go.
100%, and like you mentioned, that win against Brilliant last week, 17-14, they were really able to shut down a Brilliant offense that really hasn't been shut down like that this year. And that's what you see a lot out of this New Holstein team, is they will hold teams to low amounts of points, but like I have in my notes, they're 1-2 against teams if they score over 15 points, and really, we talk about how good of a season New Holstein has had. They're 1-2 against teams over 500. So if they want to prove themselves, this is going to be a game. The Raiders as well where they've got to shut down this New Holstein offense. They haven't given up less than 27 points since week 1.
Yeah, and it's a testament to what they've been doing, and I think that if you're Kiel here, you're riding that momentum, right? They had a great start last week. First play of the game, you got a touchdown. I called the game with Miles 2 weeks ago. A sloppy game, penalty-wise, but really executed down the stretch and made the plays when they had to. And that's the kind of game that it's going to be tonight, but I think the margin for error is going to be smaller. So they're going to have to take care of the football. They're going to have to limit those penalties and take advantage of mistakes that the other team makes. It's going to come down. This could be the type of game that could come down to the last possession. So it's all about taking care of the football, everybody doing their job. All 11 guys on the field got to do their job and take care of the football. And that's the recipe for success. But it's going to be right away from the opening kickoff. You got to be ready to play, especially in games like this, getting down to crunch time now. This is where, as a team, you're refining and wanting to play your best football. So I think that's got to be the focus for the Raiders tonight.
Yeah, 100%. The Raiders right now, I believe, are playing their best football they have so far this season. Obviously, that Week 1 win against Sheboygan Falls was a really good win. But really, from that Berlin game until really the SMC game, that Kiel just narrowly couldn't hold on to that lead. They really just didn't look promising. But since that SMC game against Valders, last week homecoming against Chilton, they've just looked better and better. I'd like to see a little bit more improvement on the defensive end from the Raiders, but offensively things are starting to click. They're starting to get better, and really that's a testament to Brady Kingbaum, that quarterback. He's really kind of found his role as the quarterback. He's not going to be throwing up the deep balls, even if he can once in a while. He's not going to be throwing up the deep balls. It's going to be short passes. It's going to be run pass or read options, quarterback, running back, and that's really how this offense is going to be played.
Yeah, and it's really it's really interesting to kind of see. You mentioned with Brady as his role has evolved, and the rest of this team. I mean, a lot of these guys that are playing most of the game have minimal experience. You had 20-some seniors last year on a really good team, guys that were 2-3 year starters had that experience, and now these guys that don't have that many live game reps this year got pushed into a role that for some of them was pretty uncomfortable, and I think they've embraced it well, and as the season goes on, you start to figure out who you are, and as a team and as a player, you figure out who you are in that regard, and you start to grow and become a really solid, well-rounded football team, and we're seeing that 2 gutsy wins here, and now you just have to keep it rolling and build that momentum, right? You got 2 winnable games, and Holstein is going to be a challenge tonight, and you got a winnable game next week with KLC, and you can set yourself up. You win 4 games in a row. I mean, if you're Coach Eswine, that's you can't ask for much better than that going into the playoffs. So, a lot to be excited about.
For sure. On that note, we're going to head into our first pregame break. This is Kiel Raider Radio here at Fifrick Field.
With over 15 years of experience, Dynamic Heating and Cooling pride themselves on providing fast and friendly heating and cooling repair, maintenance, and installation services through Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Calumet counties. Don't let weather impact your comfort. Call 920-838-5599 to let them come to your temperature rescue. Dynamic Heating and Cooling proudly supports your Kiel Raiders.
Are you looking for a great atmosphere and great food? Look no further than the Gravel Pit in Kiel. Try one of our great weekly specials. Burgers on Tuesdays, Chef's Choice on Wednesdays, wrap and fries on Thursdays. Get yourself a steak sandwich and fries or a perch basket with potato salad before Raider football on Friday nights. Then finish your week with a crispy chicken sandwich and fries on Saturdays. Call 920-894-8493 for details. The Gravel Pit, located just outside of Kiel on Highway 57.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring and More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs. Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. On Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries. Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. On Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel Lounge.
Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. I'm Brandon Muehlbauer here with Mitch Hassinger. And as we went into the break, we were talking about how the Raiders have really been able to find their roles on this team, and that's been imperative in really their run-pass ratio. 75% run to 25% pass about for the Raiders, and that has really been the identity of this team for the past 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, and it's been drilled and repped thousands and thousands of times, and it's been extremely effective. I mean, you've seen some of the running backs that have come through Kiel in the last 10, 15 years, and most recently Bryce Gullickson is tremendous. Broke a ton of school records, 3-year starter, and just hard, competitive runner, and you see that from each guy. He has a guy before him, and then you look at Schaefer now taking over his role, and the way that they run the football is the exact same way, and just being a smart football player and finding those gaps and running hard. Such hard runners. Gullickson and Schaefer especially, so hard to bring down, and but yeah, when you have a solid identity like that in your run game, that's huge, because you can have such a great command on your drives, and sometimes in a season like this where the Raiders defense hasn't been to levels where we've seen in the past, that running game can be extremely effective when you're playing clock management, right? Because sometimes you just need to move slow and methodically down the field. I mean, you might get some chunk plays, but sometimes moving down the field methodically and burning up that clock is what is going to be of benefit to you in the end, because the more time you have the ball, the less time the other team has the ball. And I think we've seen that somewhat this year. But I think the Raiders defense, like you mentioned before, really needs to have a good, solid night all around. And New Holstein, a run-heavy team too. I mean, they are very consistent in that run game. Probably about the same as Kiel, if not more. And so it's gonna be ground and pound tonight for both teams.
Yeah, and you said it. Overall, these two teams are very similar. New Holstein as well, with an 80-20 run-pass ratio. But the biggest difference is New Holstein's defense. They have 3 picks on the year. 2 of those resulted in pick sixes. 11 team sacks compared to the Raiders' 5 team sacks. 1 interception for the Raiders. 6 fumbles recovered from the Huskies compared to 5. And it's just on the offensive end, the Raiders and the Huskies are very similar. On the defensive end, the Huskies just have the edge. If the Raiders' offense can be good enough to combat the Huskies' offense, that this game could turn into a shootout.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited, man. This is great. Like you mentioned, fall weather, football weather, temperature 50, 60 degrees. This is what you want. And especially for a rivalry game, so I'm excited, man.
Yeah. On that note, we'll head into our second commercial break of the pregame, and we'll be back for the national anthem and player lineups.
Go Kiel Raiders! Premier Financial Credit Union proudly supports our hometown teams. With offices in Kiel, New Holstein, and Chilton, Premier Financial Credit Union is your hometown community credit union. To learn more about the credit union difference, please visit yourpfcu.com.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring and More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring and More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs.
At Parker John's, we do barbecue the right way, from tender pulled pork to slow smoked brisket.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not in the mood for barbecue? Our stone-fired pizzas are baked to perfection. Looking to wet your whistle? We've got great craft beers, signature cocktails, and loaded Bloody Marys. Parker John's is a family-friendly place to have a smoking good time. So whether you're here for all-you-can-eat nights or just a great meal, we're bringing the smoking good flavor 7 days a week. Come on down, we can't wait to have you.
Parker John's.
Looking for a bank that knows your name and your story? At Collins State Bank in Kiel, we're more than just numbers and accounts. We're neighbors, friends, and financial partners. For over 100 years, we've been helping our neighbors buy homes, grow businesses, and plan for the future. With personal service you just won't find at the big banks, at Collins State Bank, we're right here with you every step of the way. Collins State Bank, rooted in our community, invested in you.
Are you looking for a sweet treat, delicious pastries, fresh donuts? How about the best fresh baked bread or hard rolls? Rex Bakery is serving up the delicious bakery that we have come to love. Check out the retail location right in downtown Kiel at 319 Fremont Street, or give them a call to set up a wholesale account for your business. Your fourth generation hometown bakery. Rex Bakery, family owned since 1908.
Good evening and welcome to Kiel for tonight's football game between the New Holstein Huskies.
We'll take a break for the national anthem.
And your Kiel
And we'll be back right after that.
At this time, to honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove your hats, face the south end zone by the scoreboard, and sing along to our national anthem played by the Kiel High School pep band under the direction of Kevin Carlton. Great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the fantastic Kiel High School pep band, as always. Now, a player from the Huskies that we didn't really talk about in the pregame much, Eli Coleman. Not only is he the leading receiver on the team, he can run the ball. He's the kicker, he's the kick returner, the punter, the punt returner, has a pick on the year, has a fumble recovery on the year, and has 2 defensive touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, really great athlete, multi-sport athlete. Has done so much for this team and has been a starter since I believe he was a freshman. So extremely talented and a guy that New Holstein is really lucky to have. And a guy that we definitely need to keep our eye on tonight. And I'm sure the Raiders will be keying on him the entire night.
Yeah, I'm sure they will be. And now, on senior night, you can't really go the broadcast without mentioning the seniors. So shout out the Kiel seniors. Jeremiah Funkhauser, Andrew Salm, Logan Miller, Blake Gardner, Kyle. How could I forget Kyle Koenig? Kyle Koenig, and I believe that's it. Maya, Salm, Miller, Koenig, And Gardner. Yep.
And junior
Five
number 88,
seniors. Really, I know Coach Eswine's really happy to see them stick it through. There were a lot of the class of 2026 that came into the football program as freshmen, and those 5 stuck it out for the long run. They believed in the football team's message, and just shout out to those 5 players.
Yeah, guys that have been loyal and faithful to this program and help build it to where it is. So it's always good when we get to recognize these 5 fabulous seniors and for the work that they've put in and their leadership obviously now as seniors is huge, and going down the stretch is really going to be big.
Yeah, and you just talked about their leadership. Every single player on that team that I've talked to just constantly is talking about how much of a leader, specifically Jeremiah Funkhauser is. And I remember from last year as a junior, he was a leader on that team, started on the defensive side of the ball, got second team, I think it was second team all conference last year, and overall just an awesome guy, a leader, the type of guy that the coaches love to have, the guy that's just bringing everybody up, and just the guy that you want on that team.
Yeah, absolutely, and a vocal leader in everything he does, and we've seen him conduct himself in the right way and on and off the field, and that's what you want from your leaders is somebody that's not only going to be positive in affecting you on the field but also off the field in the classroom. Things like that are super important. So Coach Eswine, I'm sure, is definitely grateful for a guy like him.
Yeah, and it looks like the Raiders will start by kicking off. The Huskies will start with the ball for this one. Blake Gardner, I believe that is on the kickoff. He's been a great player this year from the kicker position. Had that torn Achilles last season that took him out of the entire year. I remember being there, and everyone was just so heartbroken when we saw him go down in summer workouts.
Yeah.
And here's the kick. A little squib kick. And the Huskies take it up to the 29, it looks like. And that is how this game will start between the Huskies and the Raiders.
Husky ball, 1st and 10 from the 30.
That was Ben Schunick on the return for the Huskies. Looks like the Huskies are coming back in a 2-back formation. Motions out of into another 2-back formation. Sends up the middle. Jeremiah Funkhauser with the tackle right out of the gate. We said they needed to bring the punch early, and that is how you bring a punch.
Yeah, that's a great way to start the game. New Holstein going with the classic wing tee. They have done that for many years, but they've moved the quarterback more recently, the last 10 years or so, out to the shotgun position. And a lot of different running plays out of that. And so those guys have their keys and what they need to watch. And Funkhauser with a great play on that little reverse coming back the other way.
Yeah, sorry I didn't have the scoreboard up from the beginning. We was having a little bit of technical issues. And there's a deep ball. Finds, I believe that's Coleman, and that is a touchdown for the Huskies. And that is not how the Raiders wanted to start this game.
No, not at all. But you got to give credit to Floyd. What a great throw. And hit his main man, the guy that we just talked about in the pregame, guy that we got to keep our eye on, does everything for this team. Great speed down the sideline, and he had one step on him, and Floyd put it right where it had to be, and he takes advantage, takes to the house.
Yeah, and those are the first points the Huskies have scored on the Raiders in 4 years.
Wow.
4 years.
They didn't waste any time, less than a minute into the game. And so now for the Raiders, you gotta respond, and and just roll with the punches, right? This isn't something that you would have liked to have for a start, but this is what you've been dealt with, and now you have to come back with a punch of your own.
Yeah, and if you're the Raiders, you knew it wasn't going to be easy. We talked about it. We talked about the run game at the beginning, but you cannot forget about Eli Coleman, Landon Floyd, and that pass. Just right on the money. I believe that was Schaefer covering, just got over his head. And now we get to see the Raiders offense put in the work. They've been doing it well for the past couple weeks. Let's see what they've got in store for the Huskies. And I mentioned it in the pregame. Eli Coleman, also the kicker for the Huskies. Huskies go out of their tight kickoff formation. And the kick is away. And through the end zone.
Don't see that a lot in high school football.
No. You know who did that a lot in You know who did do that a lot in high school? Emmett Lingenfeld.
Yeah, great kicker.
You almost didn't even have to worry about trying to defend a return when he was kicking because it was always through the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that's a nice luxury to have. Not a lot of teams have that. But you mentioned Coleman, a guy that can do it all, and he's got quite a leg there, as we can see.
Kingbaum hands it off to Schaefer up the middle. It's about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Not a bad gain for the Raiders.
And if you can have gains like that all night, it'll be a good night on the ground. Nice job on the right side of the line there. Really big hole to start, closed up quickly. But, yeah, if you can get 4 or 5 yards every play like that and move down the field, that is what you want. That's a recipe for success.
If you do that again, that's a first down on 2 plays. Kingbaum in the shotgun once again for the Raiders. Hands it off to Schaefer again outside. Cutting inside, stopped by a handful of Huskies, and that would be a loss of a yard-ish.
Yeah, so a sweep that time to the left, and outside linebacker able to get out there with a couple other guys make the play. Pretty big defensive front for New Holstein, so some big bodies that are going to be tough to move. And your Raider guys, you gotta hold your assignments and hold those blocks for 1 or 2 seconds just to give enough time for Schaefer to get through.
Yeah, Kingbaum keeps it himself this time on the read option, but just stuffed. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Possibly a gain of 1. But now 4th and 5 for the Raiders.
Yeah, an option we see quite often in this offense is that little read option, and Holstein ready for it. They were standing there waiting for him, and the minimal gain there.
Kingbaum, the quarterback, also the punter, now back. He'll receive the snap. Here's the kick. It's off and spiraled. Hits around the 43, lands at the 39. Overall, good punt from Kingbaum. And now the Huskies will take the ball over. And worst case scenario to start the game for the Raiders, you give up a touchdown on the second play of the game and then immediately go 3 and out.
Yeah, not great, but now you need to stop defensively. This is where your defense has got to step up. A couple of these guys play both ways. It can be tiring on a quick turnaround like that, but this is where you got to have a stop.
Landon Floyd gives the ball to 23. That is Nick Foyt. And that is a 4-yard gain for the Huskies. And now Landon Floyd leading the offense for the Huskies, as he's done all year. As he did all last year. They got 3 backs in the backfield. It gives it to the one from the left, 28. That is James Conrad. And he'll get about 3 yards.
Yeah, so sometimes in that wing tee, they will give it to one of those wing backs who comes around on the outside. So they fake it to the middle and go to the outside. And for the Raiders, their keys are going to be those guards. Wherever those guards move, that's where those linebackers are going to want to follow, and that will take you to the play. And those big guys in the middle are going to have to be stout, drawing those double teams, and those outside guys are going to have to step down, force it in.
Schaefer up the middle, and he gets a first down plus some, and just a disformation from the Raiders defensive line. Just a lot of people blocking, not enough able to get about 20 yards on that one, and Huskies are now in enemy territory with an empty backfield. Motion, hands it to Schaefer again. He will break a tackle, and he'll get 9 out of that one.
Yeah, and there's an instance right there of needing to wrap up, finish the play. I mean, that was the contact started there about a yard past the line of scrimmage. That's where you got to be able to make the play, and it turns into a 9-yard gain, and those are killers in a drive like this where you really need to stop.
Yeah, and I assume this before the game, but it is true. Mason Schaefer is one-on-one with Eli Coleman, and that one's just overthrown from Floyd. And it looks like they'll have the safety come up over. That's number 3.
Yeah, so Baldwin helped on that on the near side here, and it looked like Coleman had a step just slightly overthrown. But yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more of that now with that big play that broke out. Maybe an adjustment from the Raiders of seeing a lot more doubling on that.
And Funkhauser was up in there, but wasn't able to make the play. And that'll be enough for a Husky first down. And now the Raiders have to get some grit on defense here. They've kind of just, that first play was good, and then they kind of just been letting the Huskies run all over them. Landon Floyd in an empty backfield. Hands it off to 28, Conrad. And just another missed tackle from Baldwin. Missed on the inside, and Conrad was able to get outside.
Yeah, a super important thing is being able to make tackles. Obviously on defense is super important and essential, and talked about it in the pregame. You got to limit your mistakes. You got to focus in. You got to be able to make those plays. You know, you might have a couple missed tackles here and there, but you got to try to limit it as much as you can.
Yeah, and if you're going to miss a tackle, you got to, and there's Conrad again, and that one, Funkhauser just didn't get a grip on him, but he's still stopped at the line of scrimmage. But yeah, and I believe with that Baldwin play, if you're gonna miss the tackle, you gotta miss outside. You gotta force him back inside where all the players are, and he was not able to do that, and got an extra 5 yards.
A big third down here for the Raiders. Obviously, 4-down territory here, but we've seen New Holstein kick field goals in some of these situations, but a stop here would be huge.
Motion from Schaefer. Schaefer has it. He'll just go through untouched for the most part until around 5 yards upfield.
Yeah, a lot of space over on that right side. Found that cutback lane. Big gainer down inside the 10.
And it just doesn't seem like the Raiders have any intensity. It is really quiet from up here in the booth, and I hear a lot from the away sideline, but just not much from the Raiders here.
yeah, this is where you got to generate some of your own energy, but you gotta make a play here. Somebody has to step up and make a play and create some energy.
And Schaefer again, he'll be short.
Schaefer, the ball carrier, just short of the goal line.
If you watched the Eagles-Giants game last night, this happened they could go with the tush push 4 times. That's what New Holstein would do here. That's not legal in high school. Can't push your ball runner, can't push the ball holder, but looks like they'll go Wildcat formation. It's Connor Schaefer, and he'll go, and that'll lose a couple yards. Back at the 3, I believe. It will be at the 3, and now 3rd down, and a little more manageable for the Raiders.
Yeah, great job by Funkhauser and Miller, 2 seniors there, combining on that tackle. Both read the play very well. Funkhauser came through the line, and Miller was waiting right on the end for him, and those 2 guys making the play, and now you lost 2 yards in that, a little bit more space now. Raiders have some breathing room.
Landon Floyd with the empty backfield after the motion. Gives it to Conrad. Conrad will be stopped short, maybe.
Yep.
Stopped at the 1. And Jeremiah Funkhauser slow to get up. Don't want to see that, but looks like he's fine. Just was at the bottom of that pile.
Yeah, nice job by the Raiders here, making a little bit of a stand, forcing a timeout here from New Holstein. So a little bit of energy here generated. Man, if you can get a stop here on the 1 yard line, that would be huge for building some momentum.
Today's Kiel Raider football game is proudly supported by Premier Financial Credit Union, Title League, and New York Life, the Gravel Pit Sports Bar and Grill, Kiel Booster Club, Signature Flooring, and more. Amplify Health by Bella in Titletown, Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza, Yard 65 Brewery and Events, Kiel Lounge, Albright Again LLC, On Point Financial Group, Rex Bakery, Collins State Bake, Crest Real Estate, Goodfellas Barbershop, Dynamic Heating and Cooling, Craig Binversi, your Dairyland Seed Dealer, Drexel Building Supply, and by members of the NEW Sports Radio Broadcasters Club. Thank you all of today's sponsors. Shout out Goodfellas Barbershop. Got me a fresh cut.
Let's go.
At 3:30 today.
Let's go.
Shout out Russ. We're talking about the Packers, talking about the Brewers.
I know, man. The Brewers dropping 2 in a row like that. They need to. They got to put it together tomorrow, man. Big game tomorrow.
Landon Floyd under center, and he'll just take it into the end zone, practically untouched. And it is now 13-0 Huskies.
Yeah, it would have been huge to be able to get a stop down there, right on the goal line. But a little bit of fight from the Raiders. They're able to make it difficult for them to get in, but nonetheless, New Holstein able to punch it in.
Eli Coleman on the kick. That one's up, and that one is good.
The extra point is good.
After that touchdown and extra point, Huskies 14, Raiders 0. Proud supporter of Kiel Raider football, the Booster Club provides support for all students and all co-curriculars at Kiel High School. The KBC raises funds through a variety of events, including the Kiel Triathlon, raffles, Uncorked, and concessions to financially support all co-curriculars while enhancing experiences and creating opportunities beyond KSD's budgetary contributions. Find out more info at kielboosterclub.com. Follow us at Kiel Booster Club on Facebook. Yeah, and you better believe New Holstein would want nothing more than to shut out Kiel on their home turf after being shut out for the past 4 years.
Yeah, and I know there was a lot of there was a lot of energy around this New Holstein team. I've been hearing about wanting to come to Kiel. This is a game that they've had circled on their schedule, and I think both of these teams have these two teams circled every year, but especially now, the playing field a lot more even. You mentioned the Raiders dominating in this rivalry, and now New Holstein having an opportunity to be in this and obviously have come out with a statement coming into Kiel and scoring 2 quick touchdowns, and still 2 minutes left in the first quarter. It's already 14-0.
Yeah, and so far I just haven't really seen much energy from the Raiders. They had that big game with Schaefer and the rest of the offense last week with 6 touchdowns against the Tigers, but they just don't seem like they have any energy today. And Schaefer able to make it back to the line of scrimmage, but not more, and it'll be 2nd and 10 Raiders.
Yeah, just nowhere to go there. Those big guys, hard to move on that front line, those 2 interior big guys. You got 78 Mullenbach and 76 Paz Galindo. Big guys, tough to move.
Kingbaum in the shotgun, Schaefer to his left. RPO overthrown. Target was Gardner, and now it's a long 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for the Raiders, and kind of need to get something going here if you want. It's early, but you got to get something going if you want to not let this out of hand.
Yeah, only 5 yards of offense total for the Raiders here. Haven't been able to move much, so you need to break open a big play here. A nice 20-yard run would be ideal.
Kingbaum in the shotgun. That's 76 that broke through. Took it himself, possibly got to the line of scrimmage, but I believe they're going to throw the punt team out there now. And looks like it was a loss of 1 on the play. And they will punt. Kingbaum will take the snap. And Eli Coleman out to return from the 37-yard line. That one makes it about to the 43, around the same area that it was the last time. And now with the offense not really being able to do much, the Raiders' defense now has to step up in this one.
Yeah, New Holstein with another drive, being able to have incredible field position. And like I mentioned, some of these guys don't really get breaks, and so it can just be exhausting, flipping sides, going back and forth, and it's really tough defensively because you just don't even have the energy when the offense isn't doing anything.
Floyd with the carry, and he'll get stopped behind the line of scrimmage around the 40, 39.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was 40. A run or if he was looking to pass downfield, maybe to Coleman, but
it looks like Coleman was way downfield. So I'm probably gonna say that he was looking for Coleman on a little bit of a bootleg. But regardless, it is 2nd and 13 for the Huskies. And is that enough momentum to get this Raiders offense going? Gives it to Connor Schaefer, and they'll get about 4. It'll be 3rd and 8.
So not bad there for the Raiders. Now you've got yourself in a solid situation where it's a 3rd and long, which is the best position this defense has been in all night so far.
Yeah, and after the first quarter of action, Huskies lead it 14-0 against the Kiel Raiders. We'll be back right after this break.
House-made craft beers and cocktails in our newly renovated tap room, brew house, and event hall. With over 14 craft beers and cocktails now on tap, Yard 65 Brewery is a family-friendly venue that is perfect for afternoons on the patio, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in to experience the historical charm of the Yard 65 Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow us on Facebook for updates on current beer offerings and specials. Yard 65 Brewery in Kiel.
Are you looking for someone to build you, your new house, or maybe remodel your old aging home? Maybe you need some small work done like installing a storm door or a new window. Those little home improvements that you just can't find the time for, or maybe you just don't know how. If interested, give us a call at 920-894-7507 or shoot us an email at albrightagainllc@yahoo.com. Jobs big or small, call Albright Again Home Improvements for all your home improvement needs.
Found Coleman. He's going. He'll be stopped at the 27. And there's a flag on the play in the backfield.
Raiders going to catch multiple breaks here, so it looks like a hold on the Huskies is going to bring it back. But on the opposite side here, so there was a bootleg out to the left. On the opposite side here, Conrad was wide open, nobody near him. And so this one looks like it's coming back. So a little bit of a break here for the Raiders. You're going to bring up a 3rd and long, and now you need to get a stop and force a punt and try to get something going with your offense.
Couple scoring updates around the EWC. KLC currently leading Chilton 13-0. Brilliant beating St. Mary Catholic 6-0. Roncalli beating Valders 7-0. So a lot of, well, I guess it's the first quarter. It's the first quarter yet, so I'm not going to say anything. But I was going to say a lot of low-scoring matchups, but it's the first quarter. Pass from Floyd. He's looking for something, doesn't see it, and he'll go down with a sack. And you got 87. That's Andrew Kleinhunts. Just going in after the play, I think. Is that Miller that got him first?
Yeah, and Coleman was the only one that went downfield. They were just looking long for him, and that play fizzled out real fast, and the Raiders were right on it. So now you've got your stop. This is what you needed. Defense gets its first stop of the night, which is good, and now you need to get something going offensively. You gotta get more than 5 yards of scrimmage here.
Punt way off, and get away from it, please. Okay. And
yeah, Baldwin thought about picking that one up, and
yeah,
probably a good decision that he didn't. There was a lot of Huskies coming down there very quickly.
Yeah, that's a hospital ball if you try to pick that one up. Now the Raiders really have a chance to try and do something here. They'll have to go 79 yards to do it, but if we've seen anything from Mason Schaefer this year, he can pull out a big run at any point.
Yeah.
We saw that last week with the 93-yard touchdown up against Chilton. And now motion. And Baldwin will get the jet sweep, and he'll get all the way up to about the 30-yard line. And an 8-yard run. Not 8-yard run. And that's the most offense the Raiders have had yet today.
Yeah, I really like that play call by Coach Eswine. Just switching it up, a jet sweep, not something you see too often, but just changing it up from what we've seen so far from the Raiders. And you get outside, you get some space, and able to pick up a nice gain there. Nice run by Baldwin.
Shout out Abby Hartman, Mason Schaefer's family from Minnesota. And there's a pass to the senior Gardner, and that's a first down for the Raiders. Nice to see that. But they're
nice easy hitch route there from Gardner, and looks like there's a flag down. Yeah.
Don't know what the flag is.
There is a flag out on the field. You can't. It's impossible.
Not sure what they're discussing. I'm guessing it's in the area of holding.
Yeah.
I did not see the flag fly.
No, I did not either.
Illegal touching, it looks like. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
The signal I know is illegal touching, but I'm not
There's
sure.
no way he wasn't upfield at all.
I don't know.
Oh, downfield.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes more sense. I'm like,
Yeah.
illegal touching.
How did?
But yeah, that was a very quick pass to have somebody. I
Yeah.
believe if you're more than a yard down the field, I think is what it is. And
3 yards. 3 yards, I think.
Is that what it is?
Usually,
Okay.
that's usually the give or take in high school.
Yeah, and that was such a big play.
And it
was
shouldn't
quick.
be-
Like I'm not sure.
It also should
why
not be
that would
third
happen.
down. I'm just gonna take the down distance off.
It was second and 1. Timeout, Kiel. Wasn't it second and 1? Yeah. Second and 2, second and 1.
I think second and
It was second and 2. How is it now second and 12? That's
It's third and 12.
third and 12.
We got third up there. 3. That's no loss of down.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on right now, but if you're looking to buy or sell a home, contact Crest Real Estate of Kiel, your team of real estate professionals for over 27 years. Contact Crest at 920-894-HOME or browse current listings at cresthomes.com. Crest Real Estate, experience with results.
It's first and 2, now it's third and 12. I don't get that.
Yeah, it.
Second and 2, and I go, this is a good down to pass on, but they probably won't, but then they did. And now it's third down somehow.
Yeah, I'm still don't know why there's a loss of down, but
Yeah, now you're in a third and long situation.
yeah.
It looks like a 3rd and 12.
Well, regardless, Kingbaum in the shotgun, bobbles the snap, finds someone, just overthrew Kleinhunts there.
Yeah, and just a bad snap there, and a bad snap, even something little like that affects the timing. So the timing was off there because he had to go down to the ground to get it. He was being rushed, not able to get comfortable at all, and it's just little things like that that add up in the end. And
Yeah,
you know,
it looks
especially the snap. You got to have a good snap getting back to the quarterback. That the timing was off because of that.
Now Kingbaum with the punt. Good punt. Coleman looking at it. It'll run to the 41. And
Husky ball, first and 10 from
now
the 42.
Husky ball. And right when we thought the Raiders might be gaining some momentum, the legal man downfield, and now right back to Huskies ball. Also don't know why it's marked at the 42. He picked it up at the 41, but
Okay, guys, it was illegal touching because our slot back was on the line of scrimmage and he went downfield instead of being in the slot.
there's a flag on the play. Run up the middle.
Yeah, I believe that's going to come back. That's probably in the area of holding. Came from the umpire in the middle there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, holding. Showed hold. Yep. And that one will come back. So we did get clarification on what happened there. The slot receiver, it sounds like the slot receiver was on the line. On the line. Okay. Okay. So the slot receiver was on the line, went downfield. Because of him going downfield, it was illegal man downfield and illegal touching. It was illegal touching, and as Conrad takes it about 2 more yards for the Huskies, and that does result in a loss of down. And now it is second and 15, it says on the scoreboard. And
yeah, another holding penalty pushing New Holstein back, and so the Raiders need to use that as to their advantage and force this long field for the Huskies.
And Floyd will keep the ball. Was looking deep, wasn't there. Basically got sacked by his own player, but Andrew Kleinhunts came from behind, got him down, and now it is a 3rd and very long for the Huskies.
Yeah, multiple linebackers dropping back in coverage there. A couple guys dropped back as soon as they saw Coleman coming across the field. Floyd only looking to Coleman on some of these plays, so if the Raiders are adjusting here and being able to defend Coleman, that's really going to make the passing game difficult. And so Raiders, we're seeing the adjustments Raiders are making already, and it's paying off.
Yeah, and you take one look at the passing stats for the Huskies, you can see that they're usually only looking at Coleman. 29 receptions, 474 yards, 7 touchdowns, as that's Schaefer, number 30, who when they fumble on the play, he got it back, but it will be 4th and 8. 4th and 7, 4th and 6 for the Huskies. Ball came loose. Connor Schaefer was able to get on top of it, and Huskies will use their athletic Coleman punter.
But the Raiders able to get another stop, which is a positive. Obviously, the penalty helping him out a little bit, but you get another stop and see if you can get something going offensively.
Punts away for Coleman.
Wow.
Schaefer will take it. Looking other way. Breaks one tackle. Wasn't able to break the second. He was trying to get to that wall that the Raiders make on the opposite side. Wasn't able to. That first defender got there really quick. Kind of brought him off course, and now the Raiders will have to go 80 yards to try and get something going in this game.
Yeah, great punt there from Coleman, deep punt, and nice job by Schaefer catching at the 10, kind of falling backwards, able to get all the way out to the outside, opposite side of the field with guys chasing him, forces a couple missed tackles, and just able to get up and make something out of it. Nice little 10-yard gain there.
6:29 on the clock. Kingbaum in shotgun. He'll hand it off to Schaefer. Schaefer breaks one and not able to get any more. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Got one on the play. And 2nd and 9 Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders just 14 yards of total offense here in this first half. Very minimal. Obviously, that pass play coming back was huge. That would have been their first down, I believe. Just have not been able to get anything going. Got to find something here before the half just to give yourselves a little bit of a rhythm at least.
Kingbaum, shotgun once again. 2 receivers on the left, 2 on the right. Schaefer in the backfield. Almost found Holtz, but intercepted from Connor Schaefer. And it will be New Holstein ball with generous field position.
Yeah, some sort of miscommunication between quarterback and receiver there. Keenbaum threw that ball quickly. I think it was a quick hitter play, and Holtz wasn't even turned around. He was still running the route. By the time he turned around, the ball was intercepted. Nice play by Schaefer, flying in and recognizing it and making the play.
Yeah, and Kingbaum had Holtz there just a little bit behind Holtz, and Holtz just not able to react. A double handoff to Conrad to get about 3-4 yards. Andrew Kleinhunts with that tackle. Kleinhunts has been a fairly impactful player this game so far. Had a sack, had a couple tackles.
Yeah, big body in the end there, does a great job. both sides of the ball, but great job at the defensive end spot there.
Up the middle for Schaefer. Schaefer stopped around the 20 or the 16. That'll be a first down. Around the 17, that'll be a first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, turnover down in your own zone is about the worst one you can have. You give them a short field, and they've been playing with confidence offensively. The running game has been very solid for the Huskies thus far, and now you have an opportunity with 4.5 to go, to make this a 3-score game.
Yeah, I think if you're the Raiders, you got to do everything in your power to not let them get a touchdown. Fumble, Conrad able to get on top of it, and he's making something out of nothing. And he gets about 5 yards on that one. Great awareness from Conrad, seeing that the snap was botched and able to make something out of what could have been a tragic play for the Huskies.
Yeah, still able to get something, even with the bad exchange there, still able to pick up 5 yards and turn it into a solid gain, and now you're inside the 15-yard line and threatening.
Floyd in the shotgun. Motion. Gives it to Schaefer. Schaefer short. 5 yard onto the 5-yard line. Flag on the play. The way that the New Holstein coaches were reacting, I'm going to assume that was a holding call. Yes, yeah. It will be.
Yeah, a couple of holding calls on these big plays for New Holstein has affected their last 2 drives. The last 2 drives that resulted in punts, part of those drives were holding penalties. So I believe that's the 3rd one on the Huskies now, making a difference here. Keeping this manageable for the Raiders right now, just with the fact that these penalties are helping them out so much, and now you got a 2nd and long and are forcing them to make a big play once again.
Yeah, and I'll keep mentioning how the Raiders' energy just hasn't seemed like it's been there. No help from the student section, just silent. And looking for Schaefer, incomplete. Looked like he was almost aiming for Holtz there, but
yeah, definitely way ahead of where Schaefer was going to be. But yeah, Schaefer and Coleman are going to be your main focus guys, and we've seen the Raiders adjust and made it difficult for Coleman now. A lot of guys giving their attention to him on the outside there and forcing Floyd to make a decision to throw elsewhere or try to run it. And the Raiders, when he's tried to run it, they have been there to make the play.
Yeah, and they go 3 backs. Schaefer now with the run. He's stopped. And now what do the Huskies do now? Do they take their star athlete in Coleman and look for and kick the field goal, or do they go for it here on 4th? The line judge has not changed it to 4th. He does now. 4th down.
They're going to go for the field goal, looks like.
They are going to give it to – they're going to put
about a 37-yard field goal.
They're going to put the points in Coleman's hands. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is no good. Wide left, I presume. And I presume that was wide left. And the Raiders now, I said they had to get out of this one with no points scored from the Huskies, and they were able to do that, but now they've got a lot of field to get through to try and break this Huskies defense.
Yeah, 3rd possession in a row that a holding penalty is kind of what stalled the New Holstein drives. They had some nice plays, and then the holding penalties is what hurt them. And if you're the Raiders, this is best case scenario with the way your offense has been playing.
Kingbaum up, or Schaefer up the middle. He'll take it 4 yards. And it looks like No huddle.
Yeah, you got to move
King
quickly
ball.
now. 2 minutes.
Huskies defense didn't look ready. Pass. Holtz. He'll break one. He'll keep going. And that's a high tackle for up to the 40. Hurry up. And it looks like.
And that, I believe, is the first down for the Raiders so far tonight.
Yeah, first down for the Raiders. Kingbaum now passing again. Looking for someone. Can't find. Scrambling. Finds Kleinhunts. He'll get out of bounds. And now the Raiders will have some time to regroup. This is the pace that I wanted to see from the Raiders. They needed to come out firing, and it seems like they've got a little bit of extra energy that they really needed from the beginning of this game.
Yeah, I really like these last couple plays. Coach Eswine going in the passing game, short, easy passes, making it easy for his receivers and his quarterback. Quick decision-making, finding the open man. Great job by Kienbaum getting it to Kleinhunts and getting it to Holtz on that other play. Now you got a little bit of momentum. If you can get some points, man, 2 timeouts, 1:41 to go. Good spot for the Raiders.
Kienbaum keeps it, looking for something. Nothing there. He'll be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 1. And they will go into a huddle with 1:25 left on the clock.
Yeah, take your time here if you're Coach Eswine. I think that's a good decision. If you don't get it here, you're leaving minimal time on the clock for New Holstein. But if you do get this, then you're going to have to move quickly now. But you still have 2 timeouts.
3rd and 1. Do you give the ball to Schaefer? They will look for a pass. And that'll be a incomplete pass.
Yeah, rolled out to the right, just nobody open. And now Coach Eswine with the decision. You got a 4th and 2, 57 seconds to go. And it looks like they're going to go for it. I like that decision. Your defense been able to get some stops. And we've seen what New Holstein's going to go to. They're going to go to Coleman in some of those positions. And so even if they don't get this, Coach Eswine confident in his defense, New Holstein likely going to be airing it out. If they can keep Coleman in check, they would be in good shape. So I like the call here by Coach Eswine to go for this. You need to get something going before halftime here.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play now. Don't know what.
I wonder if it's like intentional grounding.
Possibly, but
I don't know if he was inbounds when the ball moved yet. Yep, and that
intentional grounding. That's
and that is a loss of down. So it'll be 1st and 10 New Holstein because it is a loss of down. I think
it should. Oh, should be 4th down. I believe.
Yeah, because it already was
4th down.
There we go.
4th down Raiders, and it looks like the decision's not going to change. It looks like the decision's not going to change. Maybe they'll go for an offsides and no snap.
Coach Eswine really wants to see something from his offense here down. And this may just be trying to catch him offsides too. They may not snap this ball. Yep. Yeah, a little hard count there.
And that's a punt.
And then they do punt it.
So I saw and Coleman has it now. And Bondi making him go the other way. Funkhauser on, misses the tackle. Holtz holding on, and he'll get him at the 21. Interesting play call.
Yeah, I like that from Coach Eswine. Just the hard count, try to get him offside. At first, I was looking at it, I'm like, man, what is he doing here? But then the hard count. Yeah.
I'm not going to say that.
Love that one.
Yeah. And that quarterback punting, I saw that last Saturday. The Warhawks, Whitewater Warhawks, Justin Klinkner, Two Rivers alumni.
Yeah.
He had a punt that got blocked. That was just like
man.
that play, and now Schaefer gets to the 47.
Yeah, a lot of room over on the right side here. The Raiders defense was fooled, and now you're across midfield. That punt was big, put them deep in their own possession, but now you got the clock rolling. They still have 2 timeouts, didn't use one, and you're going to be under 20 seconds now.
Floyd with the pass, looking for Coleman, caught by Conrad, and he'll get out of bounds.
Yeah, not sure why New Holstein didn't use a timeout there. They burned about 10 seconds off of the game clock. The clock starts, obviously, once the chains get set, and did not call a timeout. You burned about 10 seconds, and then that play takes another 10 seconds, and now you're down to 11 seconds with 2 timeouts left, and you're still at the 43-yard line. So a fortunate break for the Raiders there, having an opportunity to keep them backed up.
Pass from Floyd. He's looking for Coleman. There's nothing there. Coleman wasn't looking for it, and we've got 5 seconds on the clock. 3rd and 5, Huskies.
So now this is where you got to watch for any sort of hook and ladder play, any deep play, or could be a short play too. You got to watch for that, and Coach Eswine, I'm sure, going to talk about that now.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about it.
Why the hell did he take a knee? Why didn't he go for it? Why didn't he try to get in a field goal range and win the game?
I know. I don't.
Did he say anything? Did he, after game, whatever?
I didn't. I don't know.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
2 timeouts, 46 seconds is an eternity.
I also didn't really like the play calling where it was run, pass every single drive. It got repetitive, but we can talk more at halftime. All right. Do you want a classic cut or a flat top or a modern cut like an undercut? Or are you looking for a new style altogether? If the answer is yes, stop in at Goodfellas Barbershop. Goodfellas is now a father-son business with the ability to accommodate more walk-ins for a great haircut with great service. Come to Goodfellas Barbershop, located on 630 Fremont Street. Interested in an appointment? Call 920-894-HAIR. That's 920-894-4247. Goodfellas Barbershop. Cut the way you like it. Whew, I was just able to cut.
Let's go, man.
Just able to get that in. 5 seconds on the clock. Number 5 in the back. Finds Coleman. He looks like they're going to try to get him to break tackles, and he will not be able to. That will run down the clock, and we are headed to halftime here at Fifrick Field. Huskies 14, Raiders nothing. We'll be back on Kiel Raider Radio.
This is the story about
the Kiel High School dance team along with
I always forget we have to play the Kiel dance team, so you can move the I apologize, I almost forgot about that. Good. All right.
So there was a 7-man officiating crew that did Lakeland. They were from like northern Illinois, and they were all over. And they were there. They were drinking like it was fucking tomorrow. And drinking.
I always forget they want us so bad.
It is amazing that this game is 14-0. Like, they're in this game yet, and they shouldn't be.
Defense has been. The defense has been good. Aside from those first 3 drives,
They're just getting breaks with these penalties, though, too.
that's true too.
This should not be as close as it is.
Yeah, I've been talking to my friends and we're all like that. Like we don't understand that second half of White Water.
But he said it was fine. So. Oh my God. Take care, buddy. Try and save my thing. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much.
That was your Kiel High School dance team. Now the Kiel Middle School dance team.
We do. Good to see you, Coach. Take care.
Only one queen. Just address me as Queen Nikki. What I gotta do to show these girls that I own them. Some call me Nikki, and some call me Roman. Please, I'm in a visa.
Nine-yard pick six.
All around the world, pretty girls. From the line to the sun, to fuck the line, get from the fun. Where you at, Bree? Don't you know nobody's always the same? From Australia to LA. Someday, just hold up, don't go down. I don't know, show to the ground. Watch them go, it's all over there. Like beats to the head.
We'll be back right after this break on Kiel Raider Radio.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
As with most other things in life, the key to achieving your long-term financial objectives is preparation. Your goal may be to protect your family during your working years, or guarantee your own retirement security. These things won't happen by accident. It is important to map out a strategy that will help you meet those goals. The good news is that it is never too late to start. Of course, preparing your financial future can be intimidating. Luckily, you do not have to do it alone. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agent, Todd Olick. You can find Todd on the 300 block of Fremont Street in Kiel. Todd brings knowledge and expertise to help families and businesses in Kiel and surrounding communities achieve financial success. He looks forward to seeing you soon. Go Raiders.
Enjoy house-made craft beers and cocktails in our newly renovated tap room, brew house, and event hall. With over 14 craft beers and cocktails now on tap, Yard 65 Brewery is a family-friendly venue that is perfect for afternoons on the patio, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in to experience the historical charm of the Yard 65 Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow us on Facebook for updates on current beer offerings and specials. Yard 65 Brewery.
Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. I'm Brandon Mubar here with Mitch Hassinger. And Mitch, what did you see were the biggest either excitements or disappointments out of either team in this first half?
Well, I think if you look at it from New Holstein, got out of the gate early, ready to go. They came ready to play, moved down the field, scored twice, did a great job. They had that big pass play to Eli Coleman on the second play, makes it 7-0. Next possession, they go right down. The Raiders gave them a little bit of a goal line stand. They push it in on 4th down, 14-0. Raiders, really slow start. I think they had a total of 5 yards of offense in the first 3 possessions. Held under 50 yards in the first half, which is not great. But if you're the Raiders, going into halftime, only down 14-0 is ideal with the way that the Holstein was able to move the ball a couple times, but 3 possessions in a row, holding penalties, are what push them back. And when they get in those long down and distance situations, the passing game was not very effective. Raiders adjusted to Coleman quickly. After he had that big play, that was a one-on-one play. The guy that was on him got beat one step. And after that, we've seen a lot of double teams, even triple teams, where they haven't been able to get Coleman the ball. So all the times he's touched the ball since then has been very minimal, which is a credit to Coach Eswan and his staff. Good adjustment defensively. But those penalties were huge for New Holstein, pushing them back and forcing these 2nd, 3rd, and longs. And when it forces them to go deep, not great protection from that front line. Raiders able to put pressure on Floyd. Floyd mainly looking for Schaefer and Coleman. Coleman's going to be their main guy. We've talked about it a ton already tonight. And they've done a great job able to get pressure on him. And when he gets that pressure on him, not able to do a whole lot. So it was not your prettiest first half for the Raiders. You're held under 50 yards. That's got to change. Obviously, you got to be able to put some points on the board. But to only be down 14-0, Raiders get the ball to start the second half. This is the best case scenario from what has happened so far, and the Raiders are in this game because of using that penalty and using it to your advantage, getting stops, forcing punts, and then obviously Kienbaum with that interception down here, and they're inside the 20-yard line. Make a couple plays, move down the field, and then a penalty pushes them back. Ends up forcing a 37-yard field goal from Coleman. He misses the field goal, and the Raiders still weren't able to move a little bit, finally get a first down, move the ball a little bit down the field, but New Holstein gets the ball back, and they still move down the field a little bit, but weren't able to punch it in. So I think if you're the Raiders, this is a best-case scenario. You are still very much in this game, but you got to come out and have a commanding first drive to start this second half and be able to move down the field. And if you can get this to a 14-7 game and you get a little bit of life offensively, that would flip this game totally, I think.
Yeah, and you said it right there. If you can turn this into a 14-7 game, that will bring some energy, and truly that's what the Raiders need right now. Is they need any and all energy. I've been a huge critic of our student section all year, and they have just been silent all night. I need some student section involvement in a high school football game. Not just that, a high school rivalry football game. I've heard a couple chants from the New Holstein student section, but Kiel just needs any energy they can get. But you're 100% right. Every time Kiel, towards the end of that half, Kiel was able to start bringing the ball downfield. Some costly penalties stopped that as well. But if the Raiders, I think the Raiders start with the ball in the second half, I think I think best case scenario, you go down, hand the ball off to Schaefer, and 5, 6, 7, 8 plays, you get a touchdown, and you set the tone for the second half. And I think that the Huskies have to combat that.
Yeah, and this first possession for the Raiders is going to tell a lot about the second half, and I'm sure Coach Eswine is talking about that right now, how important it is to come out of the locker room now, right? You didn't play your greatest half of football, but you're still in this game. You have an opportunity, right? Rivalry game, big game, lot on the line. You got to come out and have a good possession. So I think this first possession here for the Raiders offense is gonna determine how this second half is gonna go. It's either gonna go backwards for the Raiders, or you start building some momentum and get this to a one-score game, and then you're just playing back and forth. You're playing to get stops, get the football back, and try to move down the field. But we've seen the Raiders score quickly before, so I think anything can happen. We've seen some crazy games in this conference. Obviously, New Holstein with that big win last week over Brilliant, and Kiel has been in a couple of shootout games this year. SMC and Valders are two to name. So the Raiders have shown some fight. They've shown that they can compete and be in games, and this is a game where the offense has stalled out. Right, you're under 50 yards, not great, but you're still in this, and you got to make something of it.
Yeah, and you talked about that SMC game where the Raiders had that big play right at the end of the game, and then the extra point got blocked. I had like a 4-hour-long conversation with Logan Miller at Quick Trip after that game. I think I got home at like 1 a.m. that night, and we were just talking, and just the basis of our conversation, just like the game itself was really good game from the Raiders against a solid St. Mary Catholic team, and just came up short. But he wasn't deflated. He's like, we had positives, but we're coming with a vengeance next week. And then next week they beat Valders. The week after that they beat Chilton by about 14 points, and that's just been the tone since that game. Other games around the EWC, KLC currently beating Chilton 20-7. Carter Zimmerman with a 99-yard pick six.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. Brilliant currently beating St. Mary Catholic 18-0. That's a game that I thought could have been on upset watch to start at the beginning of the night. Brilliant holding on to that lead handily, and Roncalli beating Valders 28-0. Well, we'll go into our second break of halftime, and when we come back, second half action. You're listening to Kiel Raider Radio.
Go Kiel Raiders! Premier Financial Credit Union proudly supports our hometown teams. With offices in Kiel, New Holstein, and Chilton, Premier Financial Credit Union is your hometown community credit union. To learn more about the credit union difference, please visit yourpfcu.com.
Are you looking for a great atmosphere and great food? Look no further than the Gravel Pit in Kiel. Try one of our great weekly specials. Burgers on Tuesdays, Chef's Choice on Wednesdays, wrap and fries on Thursdays. Get yourself a steak sandwich and fries, or a perch basket with potato salad before Raider football on Friday nights. Then finish your week with a crispy chicken sandwich and fries on Saturdays. Call 920-894-8493 for details. The Gravel Pit, located just outside of Kiel on Highway 57.
Are you looking for someone to build you, your new house, or maybe remodel your old aging home? Maybe you need some small work done, like installing a storm door or a new window. Those little home improvements that you just can't find the time for, or maybe you just don't know how. If interested, give us a call at 920-894-7507 or shoot us an email at albrightagainllc@yahoo.com. Jobs big or small, call Albright Again Home Improvements for all your home improvement needs.
At On Point Financial Group, we offer a straightforward, holistic approach to building financial strategies focused on you, your schedule, your circumstance, and your objectives. Whether you are preparing for a milestone life event like retirement, sale of a business, or simply looking for financial protection for the future, On Point Financial Group promises to offer you a new level of attention, insight, and guidance.
At Drexel Building Supply, our mission is to supply happiness. And with that, we are committed to finding the best team members supporting the local builder and maximizing profits to do Jesus' work here on earth. From lumber and trusses to cabinets and doors, let us be organized on your behalf for your next project. Visit us at 274 Cemetery Road in Kiel or give us a call at 866-328-2583.
Are you looking for a sweet treat? Delicious pastries, fresh donuts? How about the best fresh baked bread or hard rolls? Rex Bakery is serving up the delicious bakery that we have come to love. Check out the retail location right in downtown Kiel at 319 Fremont Street, or give them a call to set up a wholesale account for your business. Your fourth generation hometown bakery. Rex Bakery, family owned since 1908.
Oh, 1 second. Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. I'm Brandon Muehlbauer here with Mitch Hassinger, and we're about to get started with second half action. The Huskies currently lead your Kiel Raiders 14-0. Raiders will start the second half with the ball, and it looks like it will be Schaefer and Baldwin getting the return. The all-around athlete Coleman with the kick.
Gotta imagine this is going to go through the end zone like the other ones have.
Yeah.
Unless New Holstein's got something up their sleeve that they plan on doing here, which front line should be aware and ready to go.
To be honest, I don't really blame them for kicking it out of the end zone. Baldwin's got speed. We've seen Schaefer's speed, but they'll head to Baldwin. Baldwin will pick it up after a little bobble. The wall.
There you go.
Beautiful. And Baldwin is going 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown Raiders. And that is exactly how you start a second half. I said you got to get in there quick. Baldwin's got speed. Schaefer's got speed. Baldwin has the touchdown.
Wow, and that's what you needed. That is what you need if you're the Raiders. An energy spark like that. You got this down to a one-score game. Offense didn't even have to come on the field. Great run. Man, that wedge came up the middle, and Baldwin just broke through virtually untouched.
Mm-hmm. We talk about New Holstein's quick start. That was a quick start from the Raiders, and Gardner, the kick is up, and it is good. And I am so sorry. I forgot to switch the camera, so you guys saw none of that. But, oh, my, I feel horrible. Oh, my.
Well, they saw some of it.
Yeah, you guys saw him run up the middle of the field, but I am so sorry.
Yeah, great wedge set up. The second and third line there for the Raiders did an incredible job of setting that up, and Baldwin just broke through the middle. And you mentioned he's a guy that's got some speed. It was a line drive kick, and he kind of had to knock it down with his hands to secure it at the 10-yard line. And 90 yards later, here we are, 14-7, man. This is exactly what the Raiders needed. And now you just got to go out there and get a stop. But this is a totally different football game now. The momentum that you needed, it was huge. And so Raiders need to build off of this now. Give your defense a little bit of energy and go out there and make some plays now.
That had to be nearly a 90-yard touchdown return. And there's kind of that squib kick, and Schaefer bobbles it himself, and he'll be stopped around the 24th, 23-yard line. And now we get to see the New Holstein Huskies at work. Koenig trying to pump up his teammates on the sideline. And Kiel now has all the momentum. We talk about New Holstein's quick start with a quick run into that touchdown pass from Floyd to Coleman. Motion all around the New Holstein offense there. Floyd, ball up the middle. Really, we haven't seen much of 23 tonight. That is 23, that is Foyt. Foyt, something like that.
Yeah, that one just up the middle, send the wing back on the left side came in motion straight across, so you knew that one was going to come up the middle. That's another key for the Raiders.
And pass, ball, 28, Conrad. He gets first down on that one.
For a Husky first down.
There have been a couple times where Floyd has targeted Conrad in this one. Coleman, usually the deep threat. If he's not open downfield, they're looking at that check down to Conrad. And that one leads to a Huskies first down. Now Floyd in shotgun. Motions all around. Looks like a false start.
Yeah, multiple guys in motion there. All sorts of dysfunction there, and another penalty going to back them up 5 yards. Raiders can use that to their advantage.
And I talked about it at halftime that the student section needed to get involved. And Miles Detroit down there with the big speaker getting the student section going. That's Conrad going on the sweep. Holt will take him down with some help from Miller. No, that's Bart that gave him some help there.
So reverse that time, and great job by Holtz setting that edge. He ran right into him, nowhere to go. He tried to go back, and Holtz there to make the play. Great job from that outside linebacker position, coming up and making that play, making the right read, and losing yardage. So now you got a 2nd and 16.
Floyd, empty backfield. This has been a run all night, and it is again. That's Schaefer. He's got room. He'll be not taken down, and he's still up. That's Kingbaum and Schaefer and Kleinhunt and Bart. Solchek on the tackle. Broke multiple tackles. Connor Schaefer did. And first down in enemy territory for the Huskies.
Yeah, so a sweep there that time. Raider linebackers weren't able to get out there, and a lot of room for Schaefer. He's got great speed and breaks a big one there.
They do the same thing to the other side with Conrad, and Conrad will be stopped. Probably another first down nearly, maybe a little short. Raiders.
Yeah, I hate to give up a big play like that, a 2nd and 16, and Schaefer with that big run, and now New Holstein threatening inside the 35-yard line. Got to come up with a stop down here. Try to minimize the damage if you're the Raiders.
Yeah, we saw Coleman had the power, just not the target area. And this will be a pass. Finds Coleman. That's caught. Cuts back inside. Kingbaum and Goodman make the play at the 10. And there's a flag on the play in the backfield.
Oh, my goodness.
Holding, it looked like, for the Huskies. And the Raiders will get bailed out once again.
Yet another big chunk play for the Huskies coming back because of a holding call, and that is what has potentially kept 2 more touchdowns off of the scoreboard. You know, you can't say for sure because we don't know, but all of those holding penalties were such killers because they were coming off of these big plays where Holstein's moving down the field, and you have these penalties come back, and that is what has helped the Raiders out.
And there's motion again from the entire New Holstein team. And there's a timeout.
Coach Eswine
by
seen
the
something he
Raiders.
didn't like there.
Yeah.
With the way the defense was set, got to burn a timeout here early, which is not ideal. Only 4 minutes into this second half.
Our Raider broadcasts are proudly supported by Pregame Versi, your Dairyland seed dealer. Now with Alforex Alpha and Lacrosse Seed, KB Seeds is your local Dairyland seed dealer with corn, beans, silage, and DLF seed dealer of top-of-the-line alfalfa. Craig Vinversi, 920-207-0830. Contact him for all your corn, soybeans, alfalfa, silage, and grass needs. I'm going to get one more in there. The key to achieving your long-term financial objective is preparation. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agent, Todd Olick. You can find Todd on the 300 block of Fremont Street in Kiel. He looks forward to seeing you soon. Go Raiders. Go Raiders indeed, as we've got a 2nd and 11 for the Huskies offense. And what is going on here? The center went to the line, and it looks like, okay, center went to the line. Floyd will look for it himself and just hit sticks. Gardner just not strong enough to take down Floyd. And
yeah, he was there on the play, a little too high on the tackle, and Floyd just putting his head down and making a really, really nice play. But yeah, Gardner stopping his feet and just up too high. Got to get low and wrap him up, bring him down. And Huskies, another big play inside the 25 now, first down.
First down, Huskies. Gardner, I think, just underestimated Floyd's strength and motion. Up the middle again. This time, Schaefer, he's taken down, but not before he can get 6 yards on the play. 2nd down and 4 for the Huskies, and that one was just straight up the middle. D-line, the Raiders D-line's got to get low on that. They've been fairly sound so far in this game, but they've got to stay low and can't let that happen. And there it is again, same play, about the same amount of yard, about the same amount, 6
got that
yards,
first down.
And a first down. And they'll have a chance for another first down as he's brought down at the 11. And it is 1st and 10 Huskies. If you're the Raiders, you got to do anything possible to keep them out of the end zone here. You can even settle for giving them a field goal, but you cannot let them in the end zone. Schaefer one-on-one with Coleman on the far side of your screen. And Wildcat with Schaefer. Schaefer will get into the end zone virtually untouched. And the Huskies now lead this game 27. And that is exactly what you didn't want to happen after that beautiful kick return touchdown by Baldwin to start off this second half.
Just a little misdirection there, direct snap to Schaefer and the Wildcat, and like you mentioned, virtually untouched. Line got around, made some great blocks, and
he misses the kick.
For the Raiders.
And Coleman misses the kick. It will stay 27 in favor of the Huskies. And now Coleman, I presume, will be on the kick for the kickoff. And I presume after letting the returners have it that last time, I don't think he'll do that again. I think
this one is going to go through the end zone for sure.
This one's going through the end zone. I think we can all guess that. If he's got the strength to keep doing it. It is later in this game. He's been out there virtually the entire game. So that does take some wear and tear on your legs, especially when he's their main deep threat.
Yeah, just a good athlete, good shape. Doesn't come off the field, but a valuable guy to this New Holstein team. They need him out there. He can make so many plays, and we've seen that in all three phases of the game. He's been able to make plays already.
Coleman with the kick. That one's deep. It will be
Returnable.
returnable, though. Baldwin again. Here's the kick. Here's the return, and he'll be stuffed at the 22 this time. And the Raiders now, Raiders offense has to get something going here. This is a must-score drive for the Raiders, in my opinion.
Yeah, so now we get to see the offense get their first crack at it this half. It's still 6:42 in the third quarter, lots of time. Obviously, you burned that one timeout. It's only 2 timeouts left for the Raiders. But, yeah, they need to have a nice drive here. This is where we're going to see what can happen with this offense. They've done some nice things so far this year. We've seen that, but nothing doing so far tonight.
Time to see the adjustments made, and Schaefer up the middle, and he'll be stopped well short. Well short. It looks like up to the 26-yard line. 7 yards to the first down.
So not a bad run there. Able to get at the middle 3 yards. Not bad. See what Coach Eswine has got dialed up here on second down.
Kingbaum in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the near side. Kingbaum, screen pass to Schaefer. Schaefer needs to break one, isn't able to, but he's able to get about 5 more yards, and it will be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, he got ahead of his lineman there. Lyman didn't quite get out there fast enough. By the time he caught the ball, they got around, and the Holstein guys were there. Maybe would have had a cutback lane. I didn't see if anybody was coming from the other side.
No.
Because he was ahead of his lineman. They were coming towards the guys that made the play. Not sure if there was a cutback lane, but timing just a little bit off. Lineman not able to get out there quick enough. That could have broke for a huge play.
And Kingbaum will keep the ball.
Kingbaum, the ball carrier.
I don't hate the play call there, the fake, the touch sweep, and just nothing going. 4th and 1.
Coach Eswine going to go for it here. Maybe might see another. And now made the decision they're going to send down the punt team. Thought maybe we'd see another hard count here, but I think that's the right decision. It's 4th and 1, but with the way New Holstein just moved down the field, I think that's the right decision. Try to flip the field here if you can.
And there's a punt, high punt. It looks like they'll give Coleman the rest that he possibly needs, as it looks like that was Schaefer in returning that one. And now the Huskies will have another crack at more points as they start on the 37-yard line. This Raiders defense drastically needs a stop here, as got Landon Floyd in shotgun. Keeps it himself up the middle, hit sticks.
Floyd, the ball carrier.
Hit sticks the safety, and he gets himself a first down.
Yeah, another hard run from Floyd there, running guys over. Didn't see a whole lot of that of him in the first half, and has had a couple of nice runs here in the second half and has made an impact in this third quarter.
Yeah, just straight up the middle. We've got empty. That's been a sign of a run every time, and it is again. Gives it to Conrad. Conrad is the whoever the ball carrier is just isn't getting touched until about 5 yards upfield against this Raiders defense.
Yeah, and that is why you're seeing these big chunk plays. You got to be able to make some of these plays, but credit to New Holstein, they got some big strong bodies up there in that offensive line, and we're not surprised by anything we're seeing here tonight.
No.
With the running game is what we expected, and they've done a nice job moving down the field with that running game.
Keeper up the middle. That one, Holtz able to get him back.
Floyd, the ball carrier, brought down by Schaefer, by Holtz.
And Holtz, I think that might have been enough forward motion to get the first down. And that will be a first down for the Huskies. I don't hate that they gave him the first down there. They were inevitably going to get it anyway, but now it's 1st and 10 from the 39.
And Holstein burning some clock here. Got it down to 3 minutes, third quarter.
Floyd with 3 backs in the backfield. Up the middle with Schaefer and
Schaefer, the ball carrier, brought down
Holtz
by
able to make the tackle just 2 yards upfield. We need to see some more of that. Just 2 yard gains.
Yeah, Holtz has made some nice plays
coming
in from that outside linebacker spot and making some plays. Like you mentioned, we need to see more of that down the stretch here.
Whole offense motions. Sweep 36, ball carrier. And he's ripped down by Baldwin. And another first down deep into Raiders territory for the Huskies.
Yeah, another nice run. Those cutback lanes for the Huskies have been there all night. And a really nice run there by Schoeneck. Finding that gap, another big run.
Sweep. Schaefer cuts inside, and there is another touchdown for the Huskies. And it is now 26-7. The Huskies lead it. And just again, just not being touched until nearly the end zone on that one.
Yeah, another really nice run, and Huskies have been able to kind of get anything they want here in the second half so far. We talked about the penalties being a factor first half. This half, 2 possessions in a row, really nice work.
Wildcat formation, a throw from Schaefer in the Wildcat formation, and that'll be another touchdown, or another 2 points added to New Holstein's total as they went for even 28. With over 15 years of experience, Dynamic Heating and Cooling is the only call you need to make for your air conditioner, furnace, air handler, boiler, or ductless system needs. They offer free estimates so you know exactly what to expect when they come to your temperature rescue. Call 920-838-5599 for your heating and cooling needs. Dynamic Heating and Cooling supports your Kiel Raiders. And we talk about a slow start to the game for the Raiders. We thought that might have changed in the second half with that kick return touchdown from Baldwin, but looks like it's just more of the same. Kiel just kind of seems out of energy. And now the kick from Coleman, that's deep. And Baldwin will make the return. Again, he makes it out. He's going again. Only Coleman to beat, and he's not able to. High tackle from Coleman, but Baldwin makes it to the 50, and the Raiders offense is given a chance.
Great hard run there from Baldwin. He kind of got stuck in the middle and then found that lane to the outside. Couldn't quite beat Coleman, but great job in the returning game from Baldwin here tonight, and has set the Raiders up, obviously, with that touchdown. And now he's setting them up in midfield. See if this offense can get its first touchdown of the night.
Yeah, and the Raiders offense hasn't had an opportunity like this for most of the night. Quick pass to Schaefer. Schaefer breaks one, but not able to get around the other. Gets about 3 yards. And now the third
little
and
screenplay there. Get 4 yards on first down there. And now you got a manageable 2nd and 6.
And the Raiders and go empty backfield once again. Motion from Schaefer. Kingbaum keeps it. He's got a lane. He'll go. He makes it nearly to the 40, just short at the 39.
3rd and 1.
And it's a 3rd and 1 for the Raiders.
Nice keeper there from Keenbaum, probably his best run of the night. And now you got yourself in a 3rd and 1. Got to convert here. Looks like they're probably not going to get the playoff for the end of the quarter.
Yeah, they'll take this one into the 4th quarter. The New Holstein Huskies lead your Kiel Raiders right now 28-7. You're listening to Kiel Raider Radio.
On Point Financial Group, we offer a straightforward, holistic approach to building financial strategies focused on you, your schedule, your circumstance, and your objectives. Whether you are preparing for a milestone life event like retirement, sale of a business, or simply looking for financial protection for the future, On Point Financial Group promises to offer you a new level of attention, insight, and guidance.
Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. On Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries. Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. On Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel Lounge.
2-1. Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. We head to the 4th quarter. The Huskies lead your Raiders 28-7. Schaefer looking on the jet sweep. There's a flag on the play.
Looks like a face mask on the Huskies, so that is going to go in the favor of the Raiders.
And I don't think, I'm not going to say it yet. I want to see what this is. Yep, okay. It will be.
Yeah, it looked like a face mask out there for sure.
Yeah. It will be a face mask on the Huskies. And I'd say that's probably the 5th or 6th penalty on the Huskies. I don't think the Raiders have had one on the night. Granted, that was a big penalty the Raiders had, but
now 15-yard penalty puts them inside the 30-yard line. Got to be able to score here with the 4th quarter now.
Mm-hmm. Need a touchdown. That's not debatable.
To have any sort of chance here.
Schaefer, the ball carrier. Brought down by Galindo.
Schaefer up the middle.
Second and
able
7.
to get 4 yards on that. 4 yards on that one. Looks like it will be 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, something like that. Empty backfield, Schaefer in motion. Keeper from Kingbaum can't find anything. And might have gotten back to the line, maybe one, it looks like. But now we've got
Yeah, just nothing doing there. Good job by the linebackers there of Holstein getting there, making the play. And 3rd and mid here, so not terrible, but got to be able to convert this. Would be nice to see a play go to the end zone. A nice chunk play would be nice for the Raiders. Haven't seen a whole lot of that tonight.
No. Holtz and Gardner's your receiver to the near side. Baldwin your receiver to the far. Schaefer behind Kingbaum. Kingbaum pass to Gardner. Gardner runs upfield, gets to the 11, and goes out of bounds. And that'll be enough for a Raider first down. And just a little bit of momentum going in the Raiders' favor.
Yeah, I like that little play action from Coach Eswine. You find Gardner out in the flat, and a nice play gets up to the 11. You got a first down. Raiders moving quickly here.
Kingbaum in the shotgun. Gardner and Holtz on the far side. Baldwin on the near. Schaefer looking for something good contained from the backer. Nothing going. And it'll be a 4-yard loss. 5-yard loss, it almost looks like. That is not what you wanted coming out of a first down. Couple score updates on the night. KLC now leads Chilton 27-14. Brilliant and St. Mary Catholic has gotten closer 18-10 as Kingbaum looks past, finds Gardner. Gardner upfield. He'll get near the first down. Looks like it will be a 3rd and about 2. And the Raiders are driving.
Inside the 5 now, and need a good play here.
3rd and 3.
And Roncalli leads Valders 35-6. That brilliant SMC game getting close again. And Kingbaum motion Gardner. Kingbaum keeps it. He's got the lane. He'll get a touchdown. And that brings us within 2-score game. First offensive touchdown for the Raiders on the night. The first touchdown came from a Josh Baldwin kick return touchdown. And now Blake Gardner looking for the extra point. Here's the kick. It's up and it is good for Gardner. And we've got ourselves a 14-point ball game.
Still a lot of time. See what the Raiders are going to do here. But you mentioned Baldwin. Baldwin has been huge energy in the second half. Couple of nice returns. He ran the one back for the touchdown, and that time ran it to the 50. Nice return and sets the Raiders up in really good field position. They're able to move down the field, and offense is able to get a touchdown on the night, which is good. And still a lot of time here, but you got to be able to get some stops defensively, and I got to imagine Coach Rupp and New Holstein over there are going to do as much as they can to kind of milk this clock down.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, contact Crest Real Estate of Kiel. Your team of real estate professionals for over 27 years. Contact Crest at 920-894-HOME or browse current listings at cresthomes.com. Crest Real Estate, experience with result. And Gardner off for the kick for the Raiders. Off to kick for the Raiders. And they will go with the squib kick again. And smart decision from 21. That is Graham Hendrickson. Bobbled the ball. Now Huskies deep in their own territory. And you gotta assume Huskies gotta be going back to the run game here.
Oh, for sure. Yep, and do what they've done all night that's made them successful is what they're going to do. And clock management, I think, is something that's definitely on their mind now. Raiders inched a little bit closer. They're still a 14-point game, but they're gonna want to burn as much clock as they can here.
Floyd in the shotgun, hand off to.
Nice play to start there. Miller and Kleinhunt's getting in there.
Yeah.
Also
Voigt.
56, Bartz. Nice job converging to the ball there and loses a yard.
Voigt on the carry. Hasn't really had much play so far on the day. Bart's at linebacker, really good linebacker for the Raiders. Really sucked while he was out. And Schaefer again breaks another one. And Schaefer tackles Schaefer. And I think Mason's a little bit irritated with all the missed tackles so far on the night.
Yeah, that's another
Showing
one.
A little bit of emotion.
Couple of missed tackles, but credit to Connor Schaefer of New Holstein. Just such a patient runner. Waited for his guys there to get set up and get the blocks, and then hit the hole where it was, and makes a really nice play. Great patience.
And QB keeper, he makes some guys miss, and he gets taken down at the 47-yard line. And the Raiders just got to stop the run. Like, no one is on the interior. No one is keeping their gaps. There's just holes all over that interior D line. They just got to hold their gap, and the ball carrier would run right into them if they just stay put and don't follow where they think the ball's going. And that will be Connor Schaefer with another 5 yards.
Yeah, and Holstein burned over 2 minutes off the clock already and driving again.
Yeah, and they don't look to be slowing down.
Yeah, it makes it so difficult for the Raiders, this defense on their heels.
It's really a shame. This defense was so good going into the half, and it just seems like something deflated them after halftime, and that's another first down after a lot of running from Landon Floyd. Just over 6 minutes on the clock now as we're getting to crunch time here at Fifrick. And interesting, Eli Coleman wasn't even in the huddle on that play, as there's a motion. Motion again. 30's got it. Schaefer tackles Schaefer once again.
Schaefer, the ball carrier, brought
and
down by Schaefer. It's enough for a Husky
just
first
the
down.
sweep is just not being defended. The sweep's not being defended. The keep's not being defended. It's just
Schaefer's so dangerous when he can get out on that sweep and create space. Hard to bring down. Very quick. Patient but quick runner. Makes it tough.
It just feels like one team wants it more than the other right now.
Conrad, the ball carrier, brought down by Kleinhunt.
And Kleinhunt's able to make that play.
Really nice block by the guard.
Yeah.
Came across and took somebody totally out of the play, and another nice run. But we've mentioned the big guys up front for New Holstein. I've done a tremendous job tonight. Running game has been dominant. And once again, inside the 10-yard line, just able to constantly move the football.
Up the middle, forward, and he'll be in virtually untouched into the end zone. And now, I don't think it's too early to say that might be your dagger in this one. 4 minutes, 33 seconds left. And the Huskies just don't seem to be slowing down at all.
Floyd to hold, Coleman to kick.
And Coleman with the kick. Pitches it, and Coleman looking for 2. He will not get there. And
Conversion is no good.
stopped, looked like by Ryan Holtz.
Yeah, not sure what happened, if that was like intentionally supposed to be a
I'm going to say it was
fake, or if they just bobbled the snap and tried to go with something else. Couldn't really tell there.
It looked like from the motion, it looked like Coleman just was trying to loop around back and just a toss to him, try to catch Raiders off guard. Don't really know why you're doing that in a 34-14 game, but rivalry week is crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes as a coaching staff, you want to try things out, and when you have a big lead like that's when you can try different things out, and maybe that's what the mindset was there. But nonetheless, the Raiders able to make the stop.
Schaefer and Baldwin back to receive. Coleman getting set to kick.
Coleman going for another kick. I would assume he's probably once again going to try and get that touchback. Hasn't worked the past 3 kicks. To be honest, wouldn't be surprised if he tries a squib kick just to not let Baldwin or Schaefer get it. Schaefer will get it.
Yeah,
but
his
he
foot
takes
was
a
on the
step.
It was on the end zone, so it's a touchback.
First and 10 from the 20.
Take a bold take and say that New Holstein lucked out that Schaefer had a foot in the end zone there. We've seen what Schaefer's been able to do last year with, I believe he had 2 kick return touchdowns last year, and obviously just 93-yard touchdown last week, 5 touchdowns total last week. Now comes back Kingbaum in the Raiders offense, up the middle, and Kyle Koenig just destroyed up the middle.
It's Kyle Koenig getting some reps in there, running back now, and that time just nowhere to go. Big guy off the edge making the play.
Nice to see that on senior night. Kyle's put in all the work to be at this point.
Yeah.
And nice to it's always nice to see him get in, and usually it's nice to see him succeed. That one up the middle for Koenig as well. Just nothing going.
Koenig, the ball carrier, brought down by Coleman. Third and 11.
We've got a 3rd and 11 now for the Raiders. As Kingbaum looking to lead. One more lead to another first down on the night.
Yeah, you want to try to end on a high note, get a good drive here, get some more points before this thing's over.
And here's the pass from Kingbaum. He's looking for Holtz, just way overthrown. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like it could be like a defensive holding.
Flag on the play.
Maybe, or is that? No, that was in the trenches. I'm going to say offensive holding.
Oh, they're picking the flag up.
Uh-huh.
Waving the flag, no penalty.
And the punt team will come out for what may be the last time of the night.
Coleman back to receive.
Kingbaum, the punter, once again. Coleman setting up around the 41-yard line. Snap to Kingbaum. Punt way up, and that might not get to the 30 as it gets up to the 40-yard line and goes out of bounds. I have to assume the Huskies are probably going to go for one more touchdown here.
Yeah,
especially
we'll
with
see
this
what happens.
Especially with this field position. That punt just straight up in the air, and it'll be marked at the 39. Got this darn post in the way. Floyd in the shotgun. Hands it off to Foyt. And he gets another 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards for the Huskies. 4 yards for the Huskies. As it looks like starters for both teams stay on the field. Maybe not, as I see 36 come on the field for the Huskies. Looks like Conrad and Soynite in the backfield as that one goes about 3 yards.
Brought down by Miller.
Just trying to find the roster as that play was going on. Didn't even realize the play started already. As it is now a 3rd and 3 for the Huskies.
3rd and 3.
With minute 40 to go as Floyd hustling into the huddle. And just lack of energy from the Raiders in this one, just overall. And that's just been the theme of the game so far. Schaefer looks like he'll be marked short. 4th and a couple inches. And Kyle Koenig with the tackle on that one. Nice to see Kyle able to get a tackle towards the end of this game. 1. And Floyd looking for one last first down for the dagger in this one. And I'm going to guess he's just going to take it himself up the middle. He does not. He gives it to 53. 53. That is Jacob Schneider.
Schneider, the ball carrier, brought down by Kleinans. That's enough for Husky.
And that's going to be, I believe, the last play of the game.
I believe that will be the last play of the game as the clock runs 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that ends this one. Kiel 14, New Holstein 34. We'll have post game after this one here on Kiel Raider Radio.
At Parker John's, we do barbecue the right way, from tender pulled pork to slow smoked brisket.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not in the mood for barbecue? Our Stonefire pizzas are baked to perfection. Looking to wet your whistle? We've got great craft beers, signature cocktails, and loaded Bloody Marys. Parker John's is a family-friendly place to have a smoking good time. So whether you're here for all-you-can-eat nights or just a great meal, we'll bring the smoking good flavor 7 days a week. Come on down, we can't wait to have you.
Parker John's.
Looking for a bank that knows your name and your story? At Collins State Bank in Kiel, we're more than just numbers and accounts. We're neighbors, friends, and financial partners. For over 100 years, we've been helping our neighbors buy homes, grow businesses, and plan for the future. With personal service you just won't find at the big banks, at Collins State Bank, we're right here with you every step of the way. Collins State Bank, rooted in our community, invested in you.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. which was sad because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring & More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs.
At Drexel Building Supply, our mission is to supply happiness. And with that, we are committed to finding the best team members, supporting the local builder, and maximizing profits to do Jesus' work here on earth. From lumber and trusses to cabinets and doors, let us be organized on your behalf for your next project. Visit us at 274 Cemetery Road in Kiel, or give us a call at 866-328-2582.
2, 1. Welcome to the Kiel Raider Radio post-game show. The New Holstein Huskies beat the Kiel Raiders 34-14, and overall just a disappointing game from the Raiders. All of the keys we complimented on for the last couple games in the pregame, you just didn't see that tonight.
Yeah.
They had heart. They in the last couple games they had heart. The line was very good. The defense was really good. The offense was moving the ball. But tonight you just didn't see any of that, and that led to the result that's on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was disappointing in the fact I thought this was going to be a much closer game, and it was a lot closer than it probably should have been for a while, just with the fact that New Holstein had some penalties, and the Raider defense was able to get some stops to their credit, and it was 14-0, and to come out in the second half and have Baldwin run that kickback and make it 14-7, you felt like, okay, maybe there's an opportunity now. We might see something change. And New Holstein, to their credit, just an incredible game on the ground. And they've had a really, really nice season. So we knew this was going to be a challenge for the Raiders, and stopping the run was going to be the key for them. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do it. But now it kind of puts you in a situation now where you got to win next week in order to get in. These new playoff point system. Not totally sure how it works, but it's kind of the where they're ranking these teams, and it looks like coming into this week, Kiel was in the field. Now you're sitting at a record of 3-5 and overall, and next week I think is going to kind of be the deciding one. You got to be able to get that one at KLC. That's going to be a big game. And if you can win that and get into the playoffs, obviously playoffs is always a goal for the Raiders, and have made the playoffs every year since 2014. So something that this program has been built on, and getting to the playoffs and advancing in the playoffs. And this year has been a little different. We mentioned before, a lot of guys that don't have experience previous to this year kind of had to step in and fill some big shoes, and so they're still learning. New Holstein, obviously a lot of experience with Coleman, and he's a 3-year starter, and Floyd is also a quarterback that has gotten a lot of reps, and experienced team, big team, strong team, and I think New Holstein is a team that is going to be able to do some good things in the playoffs. So, a tough night for the Raiders, but you got to give credit where credit's due. New Holstein had an incredible game in every phase. A couple of penalties that held them up, and where they could have potentially scored more points, but overall, they really had a solid game.
Yeah, New Holstein just dominated Kiel in every, just from the trenches to just one-on-ones, just everything that you needed, that New Holstein needed to win, they won. Pre-game, I think I mentioned that we needed for the Raiders defense to stop the run. They were not able to do that, and it shows on the scoreboard. I think I said pre-game that the Raiders need that about New Holstein. New Holstein on games where their opponent scores more than 15 points, they are 1-2, and Kiel was not able to score 15 points, and it's hard to win games if you score less than 2 touchdowns. There's not many games that you'll be able to win that way, but some updates of the games around the EWC. Brillion did beat St. Mary Catholic 24-10. Chilton's currently leading KLC 32-27. And Roncalli is currently beating Valders 49-6. Obviously, New Holstein, Brillion, and Roncalli, I presume, will now all move to 5-1. So we'll see where that sits after next week. They'll all be gunning for conference, and next week is do or die for Kiel against KLC. If I'd say win and in, but also with the new system, don't know exactly how that works, but I'd say win to give yourself a chance, and after that, you can figure that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I really firmly do believe that they do have to win to get in. So, but regardless, you have to be ready to go. You got one more game regular season. Seniors, their last regular season game, and a winnable game. But you can't just walk in and think you're going to win. You got to have a good week of practice, get refocused here, and just come ready to go.
Yeah, and a perfect example of another win and in game. My freshman year, we went into Valders after senior night, and we lost to a Valders team that ended their conference record 2-5, I believe. And we just went in there with too big of heads. That can't happen. We ended up getting a win and in against Roncalli the next week, but this team needs to win to give themselves a chance, and we will be on the call next week. It'll be myself, Brandon Muehlbauer, and Miles Detroit on the call in Kohler for that one. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. Thanks for having me.
Right.
It's been fun doing a couple games. It's your first one I've done with you, but it's always fun to be up here calling the game, and just good to be under the Friday night lights.
All right. From all of us at Kiel Raider Radio, we thank you for tuning in tonight, as the Raiders sadly could not get the job done against the Huskies. Huskies win the rivalry game for the first time in 5 years, and they take this one 34-14 here from Fifrick Field.